Hello and welcome to the Porter County Perspective. I'm your host, News Director CECE Post, and this week my guests are Kara Schmidt and Aja Amesca-Bone from the Chesterton Arts Center. Welcome to the show, and thank you for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Yes. Can you please first introduce yourself and tell us what your role at Chesterton Arts Center is, what it entails, and how your background kind of prepared you for that position?
Kara, you can go first.
Oh, okay. Well, my name is Kara. I'm the education director at the Chesterton Arts Center, and it's basically my responsibility to make sure that the classes run and they run well so that all our teachers have all the supplies that they need, that they're filled, they have students to teach, and that they get paid, as well as like our outreach program. Where I think we're going to talk about this a little bit later, but we have like a thriving outreach program, so I have to put together the curriculum for them, and then the teen arts group is another one, and the emerging artists. I think that about sums it up. I make sure all those programs
Kara
go.
does a lot, if you can tell. My name is Aja. I'm the marketing director at the Chesterton Arts Center. And basically what my role is at the Chesterton Arts Center is to spread information about the Chesterton Arts Center in a really meaningful way to our community, through like engaging storytelling, like interesting photography, and just making sure that the public knows what we're doing, what we're about, and who we serve, and like the impact that we're trying to make.
Awesome. Next, could you please tell us a little bit more about yourself? Have you guys always worked within the arts field?
You get to go first.
Okay, I'll go first. So I'm pretty fresh out of college. I just graduated in 2023 from IU in Bloomington with an advertising degree. So I've had some experience working in art-related jobs or like internships, mostly graphic design and social media management. So that's kind of like what really prepped me for this role. But I've definitely learned a lot about like the arts, especially with like the gallery that we have and arts education. Those are some things that I've really gotten a lot of experience about from working at the center, which I really enjoy.
Nice.
So I did not just graduate. It's been a while, but my degree is in interior design, and I worked right out of college. I did work as an interior designer, and then I took a little break to have some babies, and during that time I started teaching art classes, and I wanted to have a greater impact on the art community. So from just being an instructor, I joined the staff of an art center, and from there it's just kind of like moved upward and onward, and it's been really great. So
Nice. And can you tell us about what the Art Center is, a little bit of its history and where it's located?
Well, the Chesterton Arts Center is really conveniently located in downtown Chesterton. It's right off of Broadway on 4th Street, kind of by, I don't know if it matters where it's by. I don't know if it matters if I say.
it's by Three Moons.
It's by
Fiberworks.
It's by Three Moons Fiberworks. If you don't know that, you should definitely go check out that place. It's very cool in there. So a little bit of its history. It's been around for 65 years now, and it was actually first created to support the annual Chesterton Art Fair that's hosted every year in August, where 80-plus artists from all over the Midwest part of this country and beyond. Some people come from California and from the East Coast to sell their artwork and host artist booths there. So that was what the center was created for, but it has since grown into becoming this hub of cultural activity and with a gallery space, education space. So, yeah.
So,
All right. Well, she did a good job summing it up. But yeah, it started in 1960, and I guess I could talk about the building. So we're housed in a really cool historic building. It was a historic machine shop, and it's painted bright red on the outside, and you walk in, and upstairs there's like still all these old wood trusses, and the floor, it looks like it's also 100 years old. But it's really cool. And then of course like downstairs houses the gallery spaces, and then there was an addition put in the 70s that houses our classroom spaces.
Nice. And what do you believe makes the Chesterton Art Center a unique and exciting part of our community?
I think that the Chesterton Art Center, everything about it is super focused on serving the community, whether it's the community of Chesterton itself or just the artist community at large. There aren't any decisions that are ever made without keeping those groups of people in mind. And I think you can tell when you walk in. It just feels warm and welcoming, and it's really a gem. So
Nice. Yeah. I think that kind of having like a cultural center, like an art center, is like something that every small town needs. And I think that the Chesterton Art Center does a really good job at engaging the town and engaging its community that it's surrounded by. There's quite a large interest for art and artists in Northwest Indiana. And so I think like we want to provide access to as many people as possible through the center. So because of that interest, I think that we're able to engage a lot of people in that way, which is important.
And what exhibits are on display that the community can go and check out at the Chesterton Art Center?
Currently we have this artist group called the Area Artists Association. They exhibit all over Northwest Indiana, and they're all local artists from this area. And so their exhibit currently is all about the square. So anything square themed, it's their perspective on the square, which is kind of fun. So that's currently what's up. And then our next exhibit is going to be the Chesterton Art Center members exhibit, which is a really huge exhibit, and it's really spectacular to see. So all of the people who are members of the Chesterton Art Center get to bring in a piece or two that gets hung on the wall. So our walls are totally covered in art, which is really cool.
It's like floor to ceiling.
Yeah, floor to ceiling. There's like sculptures. There's all kinds of media photography, painting, watercolor, you name it. It's probably in that show. So that's the next one that's happening. That's going to be really exciting to see.
And when can guests visit the gallery and check that out?
So our hours are from 11 to 4, Monday through Friday, and then we're open 10 to 2 on Saturday. So you can always visit during those hours to see the gallery. We do also offer a lot of free receptions for each exhibit. So if you follow us on social media at Chesterton Art Center, you can find out more about when those receptions are. You get to meet the artists and chat with other community members. It's a lot of fun, and they're always free. So, yeah.
Awesome. Now, kind of like focusing on like the artists in display, how are they chosen for display at the Art Center, and what types of art are often exhibited overall?
Well, I'd say like once again, this goes into like community first, and so we try to represent the talent of a lot of local artists in the galleries. And sometimes we'll have these repeating shows like the members exhibit where like anyone who has a membership can participate. And then sometimes we'll have like dual or solo shows. So like I think the one after that is like Billy and Polly Pozo, who's actually a dad and daughter, and they have. There's like, well, we can talk about that later, but like, so we have, and they're just really talented, outstanding individuals who like deserve to have light shown on them.
Nice.
Yeah, and like if you're ever, or anyone listening is ever interested in wanting to like apply to exhibit at the Art Center, or if they're interested in maybe curating an exhibit, we do have open applications online at chestertonart.org/galleries, where you can apply there if you're interested in engaging with the center in that way.
Nice. So, kind of like an opinion question, what are some of your favorite exhibits of the past?
Ooh. Well, I think one of my standout favorites, I mean, it also was up around the time that I had started working there, but I'm really big into fiber art, and so we had this fiber artist from Chicago. Her name is Brianna Bibbs. She does a lot of these really interesting small weavings. She does large scale too, but at least in this exhibit it was a lot of just small weavings that covered all of the walls in our 2 gallery spaces. And I don't know, I think that her technique and like her perspective is really interesting. So hers was probably my favorite show. that I've seen. Mm-hmm.
My favorite was probably one that was up just about when I started too. With it was called Beneath the Surface with John Hook and Andrea Peterson, and they live in LaPorte, and they live on a farm, and I think they have they're solar powered, and they have all these environmental philosophies and principles, and so the work dealt with that. But I actually had the chance to go out and see like where they worked and like some of the dyes and stuff like that, and some of the ceramics are literally dug up or grown from the ground. So it was really cool to see all that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, having somebody like local to our area doing something that incredible,
yeah,
and then getting to exhibit at the art center is just so cool. It was a really cool opportunity to see their work.
It was. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I know you guys had like talked about like future exhibits a little bit. Do you have anything to expand on that at all?
Do you want to talk about Billy Pozo?
Yeah, I guess we could talk about that. And so in January, after the December members exhibit, in January we're going to have Billy and Polly Pozo. They're a father-daughter artist duo. Billy works a lot in sculpture, and he also does painting, and Polly mostly does painting. So it's a really interesting exploration of their relationship together, making art together, and just kind of seeing how their styles contrast and also complement each other. I think that I'm really excited to see this one.
I'm really looking forward to this one. I think it's going to be really fun.
Yeah, and he's also from the area too, which is really cool. So like, as you can tell, we like to highlight artists from the area, which is really important, and there's lots of them, so it's pretty cool.
Nice. Okay, so moving on from the exhibit questions, what can you tell us about the Duneland Boys and Girls Club art programs?
So that is under a program that we call Youth Arts Outreach, and this is it's like one of my favorite parts of this position is getting to do this. There are 6 different locations at the Boys and Girls Club and at the YMCA. There's and then actually we've just expanded, so occasionally we'll go to the Portage YMCA too. But we get to go into these sites and offer free classes for kids. And so I think we're serving about 150 kids a week, which is really amazing. And so we have several fabulous teachers, and so we all meet and they take the curriculum and they teach them, and each curriculum is about 5 weeks long and it has a different theme. So we just finished a really fun one where the kids got to do they got to make art doing science experiments. So they did everything from like they had these red filters where they draw something and then they'd put the filter over it, and it would like parts of it would disappear or change. Or we did like experiments with watercolor and like adding salt or adding rubbing alcohol. I think we did some vinegar and baking soda painting, which is cool. We made kaleidoscopes. And then this next round, which doesn't start until the new year, is all on contemporary artists. So they're going to learn about Alexander Calder, who made some, like, he's most known for, I think, his like shape mobiles, but he made these really amazing like sculptural wire portraits. So they're going to learn about those. Nick Cave, who does, I don't know if he does the sound suit, so the kids are going to learn about that, and they'll make their own mini sound suit. And then Mark Bradford, he's like a contemporary artist who he does a lot of things with like layers of paint, and he uses a lot of recycled materials and kind of layers it on, and he has does a lot of stuff with social justice. And then there's a couple others, but yeah, I think it's a really cool opportunity for them to learn about artists that they may not learn about otherwise.
Yeah. So if anybody has kids that go to these like after school programs like Duneland Boys and Girls Club, they can participate for free, which is really awesome. Yes,
and I'd be remiss if I didn't say we're going back to exhibits again, but in the spring, we're going to have our kids exhibit. So all the work that the kids have made, both from like our in-house programs and from the Youth Arts Outreach, it'll fill the walls in the art center, and then the kids can come see their art up in the walls, and they can bring their families, and there's a reception, and it's
really beautiful.
Yeah, it's going to be really fun.
Now, can you explain to us what the Teen Arts Group is?
Yes, well, CECE, I think you're part of our Teen Arts
I am,
Group.
yes.
So the Teen Arts Group is another really cool program that we do. It's completely free, and it's open to anyone between 12 and 18, or I'm sorry, 13 and 18 who is interested in the arts, either recreationally or maybe even pursuing it professionally. So far this year, we've done a lot of, well, when I first came on, the Teen Arts Group had the chance to like sell some of their works at the at the art fair. We've done like a ceramics workshop, and we just finished like a group project where we made these holiday boxes for the windows. And I think we're doing a glass fusing workshop in the spring, but it's all about like letting you, like as a young person, I sound really old when I say that, but like letting people like know what your opportunities, what your options are. Hopefully you gain new skills. Maybe eventually we'll do some portfolio building stuff, or giving you the opportunity to meet other artists and just find out what's out there, and have fun and make friends and be creative. But our next meeting is December 11th, I believe, and
it's on the second Wednesday, right?
Always the second Wednesday of the month, at the Chesterton Arts from 4:30 to 6:30.
4:30 to 6:30.
And anybody's welcome. We'd love to have new members. I think we're like really just getting started with some exciting things, and so we'd love to have more people join us and participate.
Yes.
So you can email me, or you can go online on our website, and there's a form, and then I can contact you if you don't want to email me. So, okay.
Yeah, not being biased or anything, but I would highly recommend.
See? 10 out of 10, that's what she said. All right.
Now, could you tell us like a little bit about the family days?
So family days are another fun thing that we do. They're a quarterly program, and it's a way to get people of all ages into the center to experience the gallery, to experience the exhibits, and then make some art. So typically there's a theme, they're always inspired by the work that's on the gallery walls, and there'll be an interactive scavenger hunt where families can, look at the art and discover more, and then they can make 2 or 3 art projects based on the work that's on the walls. It's a time to, have fun together and also get creative. It's really nice to see when people come, and sometimes they'll spend like hours at the center and just sitting there and creating, which is really fun. Our next one is a little different. It's not going to be a family day. It's going to be a teen takeover. So if there's any teens, it's going to be an open house for teens, and so I'm actually hoping the Teen Arts Group will help me with that. So you should come to Teen Takeover on February 15th, and you don't just have to be a teen, but that's what they're going to be.
Families are welcome.
Everybody's welcome.
Everyone's welcome.
Everybody's welcome.
And it's free, so why wouldn't you want to come?
Exactly.
Now, could you tell us more in depth about like the art classes and the workshops offered at the Art Center, and what age groups those classes are offered to? I know you said there was like a teen takeover, but are there like more age ranges?
So we offer classes, I think the youngest is 3. So we have a preschool program for 3 to 5-year-olds, all the way up to, well, there's no really age restrictions. I know we have like someone who's 91 who attends stained glass classes. So there are options for people of all ages. We have an after-school art program for kids. We also offer some ceramics. We have a sewing program coming up for teens and adults. We try to offer a large variety of different things, everything from ceramics to painting and drawing, watercolor, stained glass, fused glass. What am I missing? I feel like I'm blanking out here.
We do a lot of like fundamental like painting and drawing classes too. So I think like one really great thing about the Art Center and its variety, like Kara had mentioned, is that there's kind of something for everyone of all abilities. So like if you're just starting out, or if you've been creating for a really long time, there's going to be something for everybody. There's second tier classes, or there's lots of beginner classes. So yeah, I think that's part of the mission of the Art Center is to make art really accessible. Mm-hmm. So I think offering a variety for a wide range of ages and abilities is really nice.
Yeah. Let's see. And if someone really would love to take a class, but they worry about the expense, are there any scholarships that might be offered?
Mm-hmm. We do have an amazing scholarship program. If you are in that situation where you want to take a class and you're not sure you could afford it, all you have to do is go onto our website, and then there, I think under the classes tab, there's something that says scholarships. If you click on that, there's a form there. All you have to do is fill out the form. We don't ask for any proof of income or anything
mm-hmm.
like that. So we truly do want everybody to be able to take a class there.
Mm.
So
now, could you tell us about the benefits which come from being a Chesterton Art Center member and the cost of doing so?
Yeah. So we have like a couple different membership tiers at the Chesterton Art Center. So some of our more popular ones are like our individual ones or a family membership. So the individual one is $35 for the whole year, and these perks kind of go across the board for all membership tiers, but you get 10% off of all classes and workshops when you sign up on our website. If you are an artist or you're interested in trying out to sell some of your work, we do have a member gift shop and gallery space at the Chesterton Art Center. So once you become a member, you can bring some of your work in and have the opportunity to sell it, to show it off to your community. Mm-hmm. And we also do a lot of events where we invite members to host a table or something like that to sell some of their work. So we want to do as much as we can to support the local artists. We try to keep the cost as low as possible. And then the $50 is for the family membership. So I believe that, and Kara, you can correct me if I'm wrong, I believe that covers the whole family. So if
yes.
you want to take a class, if you both want to sign up for like mom and kid want to sign up for a class together, they can use that family discount, which is really nice. And then some of our like higher level tiers, like anywhere from like $70 to $500, if those types of people can afford that, that's just to like further support the center, our operational costs and things like that. We do host like membership events sometimes, but everyone gets that 10% off discount, and they get the opportunity to sell their work, and also exhibit their work, like in the members exhibit that's coming up in December. So if you become a member, you can show your work, which is really cool.
Yeah. So, and an individual membership is only $35. So it's really like, I mean, it costs more than that to go out for dinner sometimes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's good for a whole year.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Is there anything that you or the Chesterton Art Center has accomplished that you are particularly proud of?
Well, I feel like as a team of, let's see, five? As a team of 5 at the Art Center, it's quite a small team, and I think that we should all be very proud of ourselves with the amount of work that we do accomplish. I think there's lots to be proud of. I think that, just being able to engage the community in the arts is something to be proud of in itself. We're bringing a lot of cultural perspective to people who might not have access to that in other places. So I think that is something to be really proud of. And I think that the growth of our youth arts outreach program is definitely something to be proud of. Like serving 150 kids a week for free is crazy. Like, especially with the small team that we have and limited resources, like I think that is something to be really proud of. So go Kara for making it happen.
Thank you for letting everybody know about it, Aja. Yeah, I think I second everything Aja just said. Like, I think the things that we are a really small team, and I feel like we make a big difference, and and just to be able to make that difference every day is something to be proud of.
It's so special. Yeah.
Nice. is there anybody from your team or from the board of directors that you'd like to give a shout out to and tell us kind of why they're a vital part of the center's success?
Well, shout out to all of them, obviously, because
Yes.
they're all a vital part of it.
Yeah.
Our executive director is Hannah, and she's amazing, and she's kind of like the guiding force behind all this.
Yes.
Lauren runs a gift shop, and she really just runs everything.
She
too.
does all of our administrative
She keeps us
work.
organized and on top of things, and then Haley also does some of that work.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have an amazing board. And I'm not going to name them all, but we appreciate you.
You can look at our website for the full board list. But I think like because our team is so small, every single person matters so much. So I think like, if there was one person missing, like we simply could not do our job. Like we all really rely on each other to make things happen. So yeah, I think everyone deserves a shout out.
Yeah,
go everyone.
Yes, and CECE too for inviting
Go
us here.
CECE.
Yes, well, I am so happy to have you guys in the studio. I've been looking forward to this interview a lot, so thank you guys for coming.
Thank you for
Thank
having
you.
us.
Yes, we got about like 3 more questions. So does the Art Center have any volunteer opportunities, or what other ways can the public get involved with the organization? I know through Teen Arts Group I've had a couple of volunteer opportunities, but is there any other things that you'd like to expand on that?
Well, we also have, like, for high school students, we do have an internship program, which is, we're always looking for new interns. It's a really nice experience because we can kind of tailor it because we are so small. The Teen Arts Group, as CeCe said, there's lots of volunteer opportunities through that. We have a volunteer form online.
On our website, you can fill out a volunteer form if you are interested, so we can just gather some general information. And we're kind of looking, volunteers are needed everywhere, like we were just talking about. It's a small team, so as many hands we can get on something as possible is always a huge help. So like even when we do like receptions or host events at the center or family art days, or if we do anything for the art fair, like that is such a huge undertaking for us, the art fairs especially. Volunteers are always welcome if you're wanting to get more involved with the center and like the arts in the community. Yeah, just fill out that form.
Yeah, and I would say maybe it's not volunteering, but just like going to events, particularly if you've never been to one before, is like just like finding a way is a great way to get involved and find out like that's hugely supportive because
just being there.
Yeah.
And also too, I'm doing my job as a marketing director right now, but if you do follow us on social media, sharing or like telling your friends about like posts or information that we do have on there is also a huge way to help support the center, like be involved without having to physically go somewhere sometimes. So that's also a really great help. So if you want to just like our posts and share our posts, then that's great too.
Nice. And before we wrap up the interview, is there anything else that you'd like to tell the listeners, either about the Art Center that we have not covered or about any upcoming events offered by the center?
Well, we have actually kind of a lot of events planned for like around the holiday season, and we had a lot in October as well. But our next upcoming event is going to be at 219 Tap Room, which is also in downtown Chesterton. They're hosting something called Giving Thursday in support of the Chesterton Art Center on Thursday, December 5th from 4 to 8 p.m. So all tips collected from that evening go directly to support the Teen Arts Group, the Youth Arts Outreach Program, Free Family Art Days. So if you want to come out and have some beverages and eat some food and support the Art Center, it's a great way to do that.
Yeah, we will be there too.
We'll be there, yeah. And we also have our big sip-in shop on December 12th from 5 to 8 p.m. That's a really great shopping opportunity to support local artists who sell work in our gift shop. There's going to be little beverages there and some light bites maybe, and just a good time to get festive, buy gifts for loved ones, and just like support local artists in the community, which is cool.
Yes.
Good. Oh, well, I think Ashia covered it. So you did
Sorry.
great. No, you did great.
I took both.
No, you did. That's fine.
All right, now before we go, can you tell us again where the Art Center is located and where listeners can go to find out more about events and programs happening at the center?
Well, we are downtown in downtown Chesterton off of 4th Street. And you can always visit us at www.chestertonart.org or online.
So our address is 115 South 4th Street, Chesterton, Indiana, right off Broadway. Yeah, and our website is chestertonart.org. That has everything from exhibition information, class opportunities, ways to volunteer, our scholarship form, you name it, it's on there. Places to donate if you're interested, things like that. So that's where we've got everything, is our website.
And we're also on Facebook and Instagram, Chesterton Art Center. So visit us there.
All right, well, that is going to wrap things up for this week's edition of the Porter County Perspective. I would like to thank Kara and Aja of the Chesterton Art Center for joining me today. Thank you guys so much for coming in. This was a really fun interview to do.
Thank you for having us.
Yes.
It was so fun.
This is WDSO News Director CECE Post signing off. Have a good day.